An anti-war comment online can turn into a detention in Russia in a matter of hours, but the fact that Kadyrov's son Adam beat up a detainee in Chechnya has been completely ignored by the Russian law enforcement agencies for days now. The reason for the lack of reaction is contained in the very name, Kadyrov. The law does not apply to this man, nor to his family in Russia.
Does he show whose side is the power on? For beating this person in a detention center, they won't get anything, no punishment. They are showing a new attitude, methods that they are going to use to deal with the issues. And judging by the lack of reaction of the official Russian authorities, they basically welcome it.
Moreover, feeling complete impunity, Kadyrov and his entourage are demonstratively proud of Adam's behavior, and those who have allowed themselves to criticize the Kadyrov's behavior receive threats from the head of Chechnya.
Without a doubt, I consider the act of my dear nephew to be the right thing to do. He acted as a true man and the worthy son of his people. Adam is a worthy example for his peers, demonstrating a sincere desire to defend our faith and values. Adam Delimkhanov, Russian State Duma deputy, in Telegram. No one refuses or evades the punishment by the law. That includes Adam Kadyrov. But burning the Holy Quran is the most sacrilegious offense, which must be punished accordingly. The ideological component is what distinguishes us from the satanic West. Well done, Adam. Proud of him. Ahmed Dudayev, Russian propagandist, in Telegram.
Perhaps they will try to bring a criminal case against the son under the abuse article, not more serious because criminal liability under this article comes from the age of 16, and it will be immediately terminated because Adam is not 16 years old yet, and the more serious articles won't even be considered. So that's it. That's how it will end.
However, this is not the first demonstrative violation of Russian laws. According to analysts, this is Kadyrov's way of demonstrating once again that he still does not obey to anyone's orders in Russia. However, the latest incident differs from the previous ones, as it has the connotation of ethnic and religious confrontation. Adam Kadyrov beat up a man for publicly burning Quran. According to experts, the inaction of the Russian authorities in this case is hardly hitting their authority inside the country.
The only problem is that this time the head of Chechnya has created a serious problem for Putin. No matter how idiotic the Volgograd resident who burned the Quran is, he is still an ethnic Russian, and now it turns out that Putin is ready to give a Russian to be eaten by Chechens. Naturally, the majority of Russians will not like this, and the Russian patriots, the very ones who form the backbone of the war support group, this is like a bone in his throat. Abbas Garyamov, political scientist, in Telegram.
On top of that, the lack of reaction to the Adam Kadyrov's incident was overlaid by another concession on the part of the federal authorities. Thus, Vladimir Medinsky, the author of the new history textbook, agreed to change it in a part that Chechen officials did not like. Such actions angered some so-called Russian patriots.
I'm sorry, but the Russian nationalist wing is absent. Practically most of the real nationalist leaders are in prison, and the official so-called nationalists who work for the Kremlin, well, they of course have spoken out in a style that this should not happen, that Russia should be a united state where unified laws are observed. All this is absolutely ridiculous, given the fact that it hasn't existed for years.
In addition, according to a number of analysts, Kadyrov's audacious act may be a planned information special operation. After all, the topic of the Chechen leader's state of health has left the front pages. Now all everyone in Russia is discussing is his son Adam waving his fists in a remand center. However, in this case, the reputation of the Kremlin is of no concern to the untouchable Ramzan Kadyrov. After all, he is sure that nothing will happen to him. Reported by Anastasia Tarnavska, Vasil Panasiuk, UATV News.